we have some breaking news in the KTAR News Center. The Trump administration says it will pay undocumented immigrants in the United States who have returned to their home country voluntarily $1,000 as it pushes forward with a mass deportation agenda. The Department of Homeland Security says it's also paying for travel assistance, and people who use the CBP Home app to tell the government that they plan to return home will be deprioritized for detention and removal by immigration enforcement. You can get breaking news notifications right to your phone by downloading the KTAR News app. And for more information, go to the KTAR.com website.
Interesting, as the new word is out, the breaking news is out, and Patricia, you broke the news that the Trump administration now says they're going to be giving $1,000 to anybody who's in the country illegally that self-deports.
Actually, LaDonna broke the news.
She did.
But I told you about it first.
Well, maybe that's why. Yeah.
That's why.
Okay, maybe that's why.
But yes, that is what the news is now.
So will this entice people to self-deport?
Maybe.
Will this expedite the self-deportation?
I don't know. Well, you know what? It might, because they're also saying that they're going to be paying for travel assistance as well. So that's on top of the $1,000?
Yeah. So they're saying the $1,000. They're going to give people $1,000. They are also going to remove them from the priority list for deportation. So what they're trying to do is incentivize people that are here illegally to go back to their home country.
Self-deport,
right?
Per se.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
people are supposed to go get on their little CBP Home app.
Right.
Say, I want to go back home. Give me my $1,000 and help me get there.
Right.
And I'm not coming back. Right.
Yeah.
Illegally.
Right.
At least.
I thought we had the audio. I'm looking right now. I don't see it. Do you have the audio of the president talking about?
Oh, where it doesn't sound like him?
Yeah.
No, I didn't pull it because it did not sound like him.
It didn't sound like him.
And you couldn't hear it over the Air Force One.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do interviews on airplanes. Maybe
because that's when he's got them as a captive audience. But what happened was the president was on Air Force One and he was being asked a question.
Let me find it, and I'm going to show it to you how it does not sound like him.
Yeah, we should play it so they can see it doesn't.
Right, okay.
Actually, what it sounds like is Kermit the Frog.
It sounds like they tried to make it filtered out so that you could understand him, because there's so much sound on a plane.
But the voice sounds like if Kermit the Frog tried to do a Donald Trump impression. Am I wrong? That's what it sounds like. It's Pablo shaking his head. This is how our meetings go. You want to know why we're late getting on the air sometimes, or being done because of these conversations? Because it does. It sounds enough like Donald Trump, like the president.
Can I play it really quickly?
Yeah. So this is. You tell me, Pablo.
This is raw. This is just from the news source. Okay, I'm not doing anything to it. This is how it sounds. Let me play it from the very beginning.
Go ahead.
As it loads.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Oh wait, here's an ad. Hold on. Let me turn it down. Let's go through the ad first.
Yeah. So Pablo, you listen to this and you tell me if I'm wrong. It sounds to me.
I told her that I would be honored to go in and do it. The cartels are trying to destroy our country. They're evil. But she is so afraid of the cartels that she can't even think straight.
I told Mike, I was like, I am not pulling that audio because it does not sound like Trump. People are going to think that we're lying.
This is Kermit the
Frog. Straight from a Fox,
no, it's not.
From the news, yes. From the airplane.
Yeah. This is Kermit the Frog live on Air Force One.
I told her that I would be honored to go in and do it. The cartels are trying to destroy our country. They're evil. But she is so afraid of the cartels that she can't even think straight.
I think he's talking about Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is your president, Kermit the Frog.
This is what I have to deal with in the morning. I'm like, Mike, no. I'm sorry, but I'm not using this. This is not right. And you know what's funny is that I tried to search for better audio, but it was so bad because of the Air Force One, and now I know why they did that. They tried to single out his voice.
Right. So the processing is what happened. So
it just sounds horrible.
The point is the president said some very nice things about the president of Mexico. He said, I think the world of her. She's a very nice woman. But she's afraid. And I don't necessarily blame the people of Mexico for being afraid. They are terrorist organizations. There's no doubt about it. They use terrorism to try to keep people in check. But we also remember that Colombia went through this. During the 80s, they were going through this with the Cali cartel and the Medellin cartels. And we understand Pablo Escobar built his own army. He went to war with his own government. he had such a stranglehold on the government in his country that when the United States was going to deport him, was going to bring him, when the government was talking about allowing him to be extradited to the U.S., he decided that he was going to go to court, plead guilty for some crimes, and go to prison for a short amount of time. Do you remember this, Pablo?
I do remember that.
And he built his own prison.
A cathedral, he called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had people come into the prison, and he killed them when they came into the prison,
Yes,
one of the
sir.
guys that worked for him, because he believed he was stealing from him.
And before that, Mike, he was so scared of extradition that he hired like a militia crew, and
Yeah.
they attacked the government.
They did.
Actually killed some like justices.
Yeah.
And had extradition overturned.
Yeah.
For a period of time.
Yeah. So this was, my point is, when you allow that kind, and what he did was, there was a lot of mind control in this as well, because Pablo Escobar would go, and I don't know that the drug cartels are doing this in Mexico, but Pablo Escobar would go into very poor neighborhoods, very poor towns, and he would build housing and give housing to people and build these massive, beautiful soccer fields for people. So that he had, the poor, very poor people in Colombia were either terrified to say anything or loved him because he was doing good things for them. So he had a little bit of support from people, but people knew that he was a part of a cartel. He was the leader of one of the most violent cartels on the planet. Well, what's happening in Mexico is affecting us here in the U.S., the fentanyl distribution and otherwise. So now we offer to help, and I'm not saying good or bad. We offered, they said no. But how do the nations work together in order to foster a better interdiction of the drugs? That is a big part of this. That is a huge part of all of this. The other thing is, it's so funny. I got an email from someone this weekend still defending and saying that this guy, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, isn't a gang member, that the photoshopped picture, and I thought the fact that you're still defending this guy is hilarious to me. Multiple occasions, his wife has asked for, there's now audio of a court hearing where the wife was asking for a protective order, said she was afraid of him. There's video of him being pulled over, driving 8 people in a vehicle. They had put in an extra seat. He was trafficking in people. They called ICE. And at the time, this was during the previous administration, ICE refused to take him into custody. But even the state troopers in Tennessee said, this guy's a human trafficker. He's being paid to drive these people. So all of these things, and by the way, 3 corrections officers were stabbed in a premeditated attack by MS-13 gang members in prison. This was at the Wallens Ridge State Prison in Virginia. The attack took place shortly before 10 a.m. on Friday. According to the Virginia Department of Corrections, 5 of 6 inmates allegedly involved are confirmed members of the MS-13 gang. The other inmate is a confirmed member of the Sereno 13 gang. And I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know the difference with the gangs. But this is...
You said Su 13? That means, or Sureño 13?
Yeah.
That means Southerners and 13.
Right. So the difference, so what's the MS-13 gang?
Mara Salvatrucha.
Yeah. Are they connected at all?
I don't think so. I don't know much about MS-13, but I have read about the other one you're talking about, Sureño 13.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the Mexican mafia.
Yeah.
That's what the 13th letter is, an M.
Yeah.
And
which
they're
is
Southerners,
yeah.
So yeah.
So this is again, these are dangerous gang members who are obviously violent, and this time they were violent against prison workers. These were corrections officers.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Tap to watch and listen to the new season of Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast. You can also click the button in the middle to subscribe.